be looking at them, but I'm going to see if it'll show up beside me for them. So I've got it recorded here. Awesome. We are going to jump in, you guys, because I want to respect your time, 30 minutes, and let you go enjoy the rest of your night. So thank you so much for jumping on. See Elena and Taryn and Marissa and Stacy and Brooke and lots of other girls. So thank you so much. I pushed back our team call because of all those dynasty surges at the start of the month. So I'm like, you know what, that's plenty of information. I'll push back our team call a little to this week. And I realized, you know what, I haven't hosted one in many months. I always have people hosting them, but I'm like, how about I just share my thoughts, right? So tonight I was kind of brainstorming all afternoon what I wanted to cover, and I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of information out there, especially with the surges that just went on. So I sat back and like, what are the 10 things I've seen in the past 3 years that I've seen from top leaders? Like, what are the 10 qualities that honestly to me make or break a coach? And all that information, like in the surges, like, you know, how to respond to conversations, how to hold kick-ass challenge groups, that kind of stuff is great and it's phenomenal to learn. But to me, that stuff doesn't matter if you don't have these 10 things in place in the first place, right? You can't run a kick-ass challenge group if you don't have the confidence to invite a challenger to your group in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So I have 10 things, so you can number your paper 1 to 10 if you want. I'll tell you the title to write down for each number. And over the past 3 years, these are the top 10 things I see. The top 10, I don't know if they're qualities, you'll kind of get the vibe that I've seen leaders have. I don't say you're a leader based on the income you make or the rank you are. That's not how I identify leaders on our team. I identify them honestly if I see them holding some of these top 10 qualities. And I know a lot of you on here do. A lot of you more advanced coaches might be like, yeah, I've got these 10 things in the bag. A lot of newer coaches might be like, shit, I got none in the bag, you know? And so afterwards you can circle like, what do I want to work on? Okay. So 1 to 10, let's dive in. So the first thing that I see leaders doing that makes or breaks coaches to me is building your mindset. And I know you hear this all the time. You have to have the right mindset, but I see it like this. Anybody can have the right mindset when everything's going hunky-dory. But if you've been in this business longer than a week, you know that everything isn't always sunshine and roses. Let's be honest, right? So if you've only got the proper mindset when things are good, it's not going to go very far. You need to have that proper mindset so that when the tough stuff comes, you know how to deal with it. Oh, can other people hear me? Melinda said she can't hear me. Can you guys hear me? Yeah? Okay. Melinda, maybe just check your audio a little bit. So how I do that is I think about it like this. I'm like, how would blank see it? So you guys know I listen to lots of podcasts, read lots of books, have mentors. I think because I feel like I haven't really grown. I'm still growing into the person, right? The person I want to be. So sometimes I don't think I'm going to see it from the right perspective. So I look at it as somebody else. How would blank see this situation? Would they complain and say, woe is me, or would they handle it this way? You know what I mean? So those top leaders on our team, I know in my heart that when tough stuff comes, I know I can go to them and we can have a conversation and it can be beneficial and we can work on a solution. I'm not going to end up being in a conversation where they're just complaining and kind of woe is me mindset, right? Like to me, that right there is the biggest difference between a successful coach and a not successful coach, is having the mindset not only in the good situations, but in the tough stuff. And that takes practice. So I use the thing, how would blank see this situation? Let's try and act as if I were them, right? Okay, number 2. The second quality I see leaders have is using comparison to inspire, not defeat. And if some of you watched my live video the other day, I covered this because I bet you 90% of you on here and everybody I've talked to, Morgs, I'm getting caught up in this comparison game. And it destroys coaches, destroys them, makes them crawl up in a ball and feel so defeated. And again, I'm guilty of this too, but this is what a leader does. They don't allow comparison to defeat them. They use it to inspire them. If this girl is a diamond coach, I'm going to look what she did to get there, and I'm going to do it too. You know what I mean? This girl's a diamond coach. I'm pissed and jealous at her. Like, I wish I could be a diamond coach. It's like, well, you can if you just figured out what she did to get there and then try and replicate it in your own way, right? Nothing in this world has been invented brand new. I mean, like the odd thing, right? But it's, look at the successful people. Look what they do. Replicate it, right? Don't use it to defeat you. And I look at it like, I mean, it'd be silly for me and Steven to look at another Quiznos business and be like, shucks, they're doing $1,000 more a day than me. We should just throw in the towel, right? Like when you look at it like that, or even comparison, like, you know, Tamara's with her daughter on the call right now. Does her daughter know what I'm doing or what Brooke's doing or what Taryn's doing? No, her daughter knows what Tamara's doing, right? She's not comparing her mom to anybody else. Like, and that's essentially who you're doing this business for often, is your family and your kids, right? They care about you. They care about your happiness, your progress, your success. They don't even know anybody else, right? So when it comes to comparison, the people that succeed use it as fuel and not to defeat them, okay? All right, number 3, display what they, I was reading my live comments too. Display what they want to attract. So leaders, top coaches, what I've seen, display what they want to attract. So this is a big one for me, okay? This might be a little tough love right here because I've caught myself in this too. So I talked to a coach and they're like, yes, Morgan, I need to find business builder coaches for my team. I need to find people that hit Success Club. I need to find hardworking people that don't complain, that get on my team calls. I need to find those people. And then I asked them, I'm like, but did you hit Success Club last month? Were you on all the team calls? Were you posting 3 times a day? Did you complain when things got hard? They're like, oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's kind of the thing. Successful coaches, top coaches, people who I see lead from the front. They put out what they want to get back, whether they're getting it back yet or not. Because just because I hit Success Club 1 month doesn't mean I'm going to attract 10 coaches who hit Success Club, right? That's going to have to be a consistent behavior over multiple months or multiple years, right? So, okay, there's 24 people on our call right here, and there's 15 people on my live call. I did at least my first 5 team calls to me. I was the only person on my team calls. I still did them. I recorded them. I posted them in the team page. I have no idea if anybody watched them. I didn't really care. So I wanted to attract people. I wanted to attract people that, you know, I wasn't going to give up. This team is here. I'm always going to be here. I just portrayed what I wanted. And I think this is such a key thing for people, because if you want your business to explode with awesome coaches, you just have to be that awesome coach, right? It kind of is like, I don't know if anybody's read the book, the relationship book, Love Languages. He kind of touches on it in there. It's like even people looking for relationships, Ashley's got it right there. That's awesome. People in relationships are like, I want this kind of boyfriend, girlfriend, and they're listing off all these things, but like they're not embracing all those things. As soon as they do, it's like that person naturally shows up in their life because you're attracting them. So I think it works the same for this business, and it's often just a self-check you have to do on yourself. If I'm looking for these people, I need to display it myself. You know, that's what we do basically. So I hope that makes sense. That's that's kind of a key thing for me. Number 4, don't do this alone. Top leaders, top coaches, don't do this alone. So what I mean by that is they lean on other coaches, our team, instead of pulling away. So often when we fall off track, we get a little bit embarrassed and we want to pull away, stop posting on social media, stop getting on team calls. I see it all the time, even on our diamonds page. Somebody drops diamond and then they feel like they can't be on our diamond date night. It's like, girlfriend, that's when you need to be on our diamond date night so we can support you. You know what I mean? So those leaders lean in. They're honest about what's going on and look for that support. And that's why I push success partners so much. And if there's somebody or a group of people that you're like, yeah, this girl's kind of on the same page as me, connect with them, message them, just start chatting with a group of people. I know even the new coaches I sign up in the same time, I'll place them in a group chat together just to be like, hey, you're my new coaches, just a place to like ask questions. But more importantly, I do that so they start to get the feel of a group chat, and maybe these girls will keep talking together and kind of be success partners right off the start. So I kind of do that strategically. So leaders, you've got to lean in. This business is hard and you can't do it alone. If you don't have success partners yet, start talking to your personally sponsored coaches. See if you could set up bi-weekly calls with them, or at least once a month check-ins, something, okay? Don't pull away, lean in. That's what we're here for. All right, number 5. Okay, what I see leaders do, top coaches, they are super adaptable, okay? Super adaptable. When it comes to challenge groups, trainings, social media, they're gonna try anything new to see what sticks, and they could care less about what doesn't stick. You know what I mean? If it works, great. If it doesn't work, social media is awesome. You just delete it, or you just leave it and say, who cares, right? Some of you haven't gone live on Facebook yet. Are you guys crazy? Haven't you scrolled through your feed? What do you see? All you see is Facebook Live. Why haven't you gone live yet? You know what I mean? Like, be adaptable. That's what this business is about. If your challenge group sucks one month, who cares? Change it up. Make it fun the next month. See what sticks. If your new coach training kind of sucked, that's okay. Talk to some other coaches. See what they did. This business is always changing, which is what's fun about it. But just be willing to change with it, and not. Most people don't adapt because they're scared to fail. Who cares? Let your ego go, you guys. Failure, honestly, to me, the more I've been learning about it, is ego. What are people going to think of me? Who cares, right? So let that ego go, adapt, try new things. I just posted Shalene's video on how to get started with Facebook Live. If you haven't done that, go do it. You've seen my Facebook Lives. Most of the time I'm sweaty in my workout clothes. I try and just make sure I have good lighting. And I usually do it right after I'm fired up from listening to a podcast, so I'm in the right mindset. And, what was my other tip? My other tip is, if some of you were at Miguel's event, I spoke out in Nashville. We had a lady talk about body language. You guys, 80% of what people learn and think about you is from your body language and confidence. 20% is the words that actually come out of your mouth. You might think what you're saying is most important, but it really isn't that important. Your confidence, your stature, how you hold yourself. And I bet you've probably noticed that in conversations you have with potential challengers or coaches. They really don't care what you're saying. Because if you could say the exact same thing to a challenger and explain the details, and you can go into the conversation and be like, so you get this program and you can have the shake, but it's $140. But you don't have to get it if you don't want to. You could say it like that. You could be like, so I'm going to help you get set up with a challenge pack, and I know I'm going to make sure you get the results you want. This shake is going to help you change your life, and you are going to love this program, and I'm going to make sure you do your workout every single day. I know you can do this. Having that confidence is so much more important than what you say, you guys. So much more. So keep that in mind next time you post or do a video or go into your conversations. I'm totally getting off track here, but that speech, Tamara, I don't know. Miguel's actually working on it to get the recording, because in her contract, it wasn't supposed to be, because she cost like $10,000. But he's trying to get it for us, because it was phenomenal. And it was just genius. She's like, you know, if I stand at the back of the stage and I talk to you like this versus me coming to the front of the stage and opening up, it's totally different, you guys. So that was adaptable, but with an extra little twist thrown in there about confidence. All right. Number 6 that I see leaders doing that stick with it is that they have a plan. And if you guys were on the post-summit surge, Melanie talked a little bit about this, but you guys have seen me do it. I post the calendars on our team page. You need a monthly plan. You need it, you guys. It's August 17th, probably in the next 5 days, I'm going to be opening up my calendar to September and making sure I have September planned out. When is my challenge group starting? What 2 weeks, 3 weeks am I going to invite to that? When do I have to start? When's my when's my like sneak peek? When do I have to invite to start that? When's my new coach training? When do I have to start to invite that? And I like to back up my invites so I know when to start. So for my challenge group, I like to invite for 3 weeks because I find my conversations take a little bit of time. So I really need to be on top of my game, right? So I'll probably start inviting to my end of September challenge group at the end of August. I'll probably start my conversations, right? So because so many people, they're like, oh shoot, I'm starting my challenge group next week. I haven't even started inviting. And then you say, I don't have find any challengers. Well, it's like, a week of that's just not long enough, you guys. That's not long enough for it to stick at all. So please start implementing a monthly plan. And you'll find that once you do, your month stays the same. You don't have to really craft something new every single month. You might tweak it depending what's going on, like a launch or something. But my months, if you haven't noticed in the team page, look pretty much the same every single month with tweaks here and there. And then from there, you just have your daily plan, right? You have a plan for your day. I know our team's big on power hours, work from a list, so you're not mindlessly Facebook scrolling because all of a sudden 3 hours is gone and you're like, SHIT, right? Number 7, okay, that I think this quality leaders have in top coaches. They have an abundant versus a limiting mindset, okay? So this can be kind of implemented in a few different areas, but one common one that I've been seeing a lot lately is like, everybody's a coach already. Everybody's been helped by a Beachbody coach. Everybody knows a Beachbody coach. And so somebody messaged me this when I was in the airport when Steven and I were there, and I showed him. So we sat back and we just looked around. He's like, how many people in here do you think you could help? And I was like, about 90% of people I could help in here, because that's how many people were not healthy. You could easily tell. And he's like, how many people do you think know a Beachbody coach or know what Beachbody is? And I'm like, honestly, if I asked the whole 100 people in our area in the airport, I bet you 10 people might know what Beachbody is. And that's my mindset. But we get caught up because in the social media world, you look at your newsfeed and all you see is coaches, because you're friends with coaches on our team. All of a sudden you think your world is all coaches. It's like, girlfriend, your Facebook isn't the whole world, right? It's great you have coaches on our team and your friends and everything, but that's not your whole world. Just look around you next time you're around. Just think of one friend, one family member that you could help. Not everybody is a Beachbody coach, and not everybody is happy and healthy. That'd be like me and Steven not opening up our franchise because there's too many franchises and there's too many places for people to eat already. That's just kind of silly when you say it like that, right? So that abundant versus limiting belief, that goes for things like cold market. Well, I have nobody to help. You have all of US and Canada, and you're going to have international in a couple of years. You have plenty of people to help. You know what I mean? It's just getting outside of your ego and your comfort zone and expanding your market, doing the research on how you're going to expand the market. Because that's another thing. If you don't know how, just go out and research it, right? So abundant versus limiting mindset. Abundant Success Club 2. When it comes to Success Club, I can't achieve Success Club. What's that quote go? It's like, whether you say you can or you say you can't, it's true. You say you can't do it, chances are you're not going to do it. But if you say you can do it, I know it sounds fluffy, but chances are you'll do it, right? All right, number 8 that I see leaders and top coaches doing. They are always moving forward. So what I mean by that is things like Success Club or rank. They hit Emerald and they think, okay, what's next? They hit Diamond. Okay, what's next? Often the coaches that think they can coast, I'm going to tell you one thing, you will never coast in this business. The only way you coast is downwards. And I forget who said that at our leadership retreat last year. Said the only way you coast in an entrepreneur business is downwards. So that doesn't mean you always have to be in the hustle, forward. I think this is all about enjoying life, but you always need to move forward. Because when I reached Diamond, the 8 coaches that I went Diamond with, I don't even know, maybe 2 of them are coaches right now still. So if I would have stopped there, most of you probably wouldn't be coaches, right? It comes to things like, what did I have written down here? Oh, I love this saying. Love it, love it, love it. Some will, some won't. So what? Who's next? And that's a mantra I adopted as soon as I heard it. Some will, some won't. So what? Who's next? That comes to my challenge group prospects and my coach prospects. I am here 100% for the ones that will. I bless and release the ones that won't, even though I know I can help them. I let them go. The ones that don't stick, that's okay. Who's next? Who fits my vibe? Who can I help next? So that's the mindset a leader, a top coach has, always moving forward, not dwelling on those. Because it's silly for us to think this is going to be right for everybody. You know what I mean? Teaching, teachers love the job, wasn't for me. Nursing, phenomenal job, love it. My mom's been doing it for 35 years, not for everybody. Beachbody coaching, they might love it, but might not be for them. I've worked with a lot of coaches that I love that just not for them. Same with challengers. 3 of my sisters, they love Beachbody products, but they're into CrossFit right now. They love it. That's okay. So some will, some won't. So what? Who's next? Always moving forward. Number 9. How do I want to word this? Okay. Number 9, the journey is inspiring, not the end point. So this is kind of another mindset thing, but the journey is inspiring, not the end point. So I kind of got this from the Olympics going on right now. There's only so many people that earn a medal in the Olympics, right? There's thousands and thousands and thousands of athletes, and there's a select group that say earn a gold medal, right? And when I look at it, I'm watching, and you know how they share some of the background stories of some people. I often don't remember the random name that earned a gold medal. I remember that background home story that they videotaped of them training and what they've gone through to get there. I remember that kind of thing. And I think that comes to our business too. And that's, again, the mindset and what I think top coaches portray. Prospects don't know what a diamond coach is. Prospects don't know what an elite coach is. Heck, they probably don't even know what P90X is. They don't care. They just see you working out and they want to do it too. They care about the journey and your story. And that's why I push Facebook Live, video sharing your story so much, because that's exactly what people connect with. They don't connect with the endpoint, guys. They don't care really what your endpoint is or what you are in this business. And that's another thing. It's often the confidence is like, well, who would sign up with me? I'm only an Emerald coach. And I think, honestly, they don't know that and they don't care. They're following you for your journey. And that's why every single day you're getting new followers. You need to share that, a little piece of it every single day. And I know I need to do a better job of that. I caught myself recently and often just sharing my daily day-to-day things. I'm like, wait, I've got new followers every single day that see this end point of me doing Insanity Asylum, when that's not really who I am. That's not what I went through to get here. Or me being a full-time Beachbody coach, it's like, well, they didn't see me 3 years ago at my parents' kitchen table at 5 a.m. when everybody thought I was crazy. You know what I mean? So the journey's inspiring, not the end point. So always remember that and stay focused on the journey. And I think that's most important too for coaches who want to stick around this in the long run. There really is no end when you think about it. So yeah, you have goals for pushing for certain things, but enjoy the journey of it. Enjoy, to me, it's like I'm just growing and learning every single day, and I'm obsessed with it, right? And naturally, my business just propels forward when I do that. My goals just naturally happen when I do that, when I just enjoy the journey. So just remember that the journey's inspiring, not the end point, because I don't really want an end point, right? That makes sense. All right, number 10. All right. Oh, I did kind of touch on this already. I had written down confidence and the ego thing, but clearly I got a little bit ahead of myself. I'm just reading my notes. Yeah, confidence, ego. So I sort of touched on that the confidence in this business is so much more important, your story and your confidence, than anything else. And when you think about it, if you're thinking, well, I'm not that confident, or I'm not an expert at this, you're an expert at your own story. You're confident in your own story, in your own journey. You know it works. So just be an expert and confident in that area, because it's you. You know you best. You don't have to know the prices of the products or the discount prices or all that stuff, because that can all be looked up. You don't have to feel confident in that, but just feel confident in what it's done for you and what it can do for other people. And the people that go into conversations and post with confidence have way less objections. And lots of people say, do you get objections? And I do, but I get a lot less because I'm very confident that I can help somebody in my conversations. The only way I can't help them is if they actually don't do the workout program or they don't drink their Shakeology. As long as they do it, I know it's going to work. So that confidence is just huge, and not having that ego of failing. And what else did I want to cover on there? I kind of had written down, start to build your own brand when it comes to that confidence. Like, don't hide behind the Beachbody coach persona. Like, you're not Taryn the Beachbody coach. You're Taryn Stork. You got married, you're having a baby, you're a teacher, you're just rocking it. Like, and that's why I'm following you. That's why I would want you to help me. Most people, they're not actively searching out Beachbody coaches to help them, right? They're not like, they don't decide one day, like, I need to find a Beachbody coach to help me. Most of the time, they don't even know what you are, and they don't care. They've just followed you. They love your journey, and they're like, if this girl can do it, maybe she can help me do it too. Oh my gosh, I don't know, in Nashville, when some of you guys were there, I had every word under the sun. Oh, are you at that Bikini Bodies convention? Are you like, what? Oh my gosh, the one Uber driver, it was so funny. What did he say? Yeah, I was like, Bikini Bodies convention. Like, they had no idea what it is, right? They just knew we worked out and we were really nice people. And when you think about it, that's what we are too. So I encourage you to not have, I always cringe. I apologize if anybody has this. If people like have their Facebook name as like Morgan Rieger, Beachbody coach. It's like, no, that's not who you are. Like, and honestly, if I seen somebody's name like that, I probably wouldn't follow them, because I'm right away thinking, they're going to try and sell me something or whatever. Cause that's just what a lot of network companies have done and ruined it for other great companies. I'm sure you guys have got the random messages like that sometimes, but just be confident in building your own brand. Start to learn what you're passionate about, what you want to share. I mean, I'm addicted to Facebook Live. I just love sharing that way because I suck at typing and I always have spelling mistakes and everybody always points them out. And I'm just like, let it go. You know, maybe you love cooking. Dive into that. Maybe you want to have a free group and do like a book club, like with the Miracle Morning or something like that. You know, just start to really pour into what makes you you. And that sometimes takes a lot of learning. I know it did for me too, but just be confident to step outside of that Beachbody persona. You know, let Beachbody be your platform, but you're so much more than that. And that's what people are attracted to. So those are my 10 tips, guys. I'll give it like 5 minutes. If you've got any questions, you could type it in the comments right here. Or you can type it on the Facebook Live, you guys. But I'll just give it like a couple minutes. If I don't see anything, we'll wrap up. But I really, like I said at the start, like you can type them as I'm talking. Like I said at the start, the facts and figures are great. Running kick-ass challenge groups, how to deal with objections, how to increase your volume, how to hit Success Club. Those things are all great, but they're useless to me if you do not have these things in place in the first place. You're not going to last if you have a limiting mindset, you think you can't succeed, and you're negative Nancy when things get hard. You're not going to last. So that's why I really, really, really wanted to touch on these 10 things. These are the things I think leaders have and top coaches have, and that's what allows them to stick around long enough to see the results of this business, right? We all know this isn't some get-rich-quick thing. It takes a lot of time. I listened to the National Wake Up Call with Summer Tucker and the other day. I don't know if most of you listened to it. She was so fired up. She was a coach for 9 years, and like she didn't really start to get going until year 3. I'm like, most people quit after like month 3. And it's like, I just can't imagine where a lot of people could be if they just stuck it out. And to me, I mean, the worst that I always tell people this, the worst that can happen is you get in great shape and become surrounded by amazing people. And like, that's seriously the worst case scenario. And everybody's so stressed, right? So that's why I tell people, you can feel free to tell people that. All right, just started in June, but I'm at Success Club 0 and doing everything I can. Oh my gosh, Deborah, we talked about this. It's just June. You just started in June. You haven't gained that trust of people yet, and that's okay. Try to just stick with your warm market, friends and family, people who trust you already. Slowly grow that network, and then you can gain the trust of cold market people, but that's going to take time. All right, more Leanne, when people just respond to you with no, I'm not interested, when you have a relationship and have chatted before, when you get that vibe of F off, nope, do you just drop it or do you ask, can I ask why not? I usually go with my gut, Leanne. For some people, I'm like, okay, no worries. I do that. Some will, some won't. So what? Who's next? And let go of that person. But if they were really passionate about it at first and then I felt like a shift in their viewpoint, I will ask. I'll be like, that's totally cool, but may I ask what turned you away? And most often people are really great and nice, but I'll kind of feel it out and do one of those 2 ways. All right, Amanda, what would your suggestion be to someone who has had personal struggles and feels super stuck in getting back into the business? I would do exactly what I tell a very brand new coach to do. Start sharing your journey. Done. Do not do anything else but post 3 times a day about your journey. That's it. And honestly, if you feel like, because a lot of people, they step back from social media in the business and then they're feeling embarrassed to get back started. I would, first of all, if you have a team, I'd get on live in my team page and explain what happened and what I'm doing now. Hey team, sorry for stepping away. This is what happened, but this is what I'm committed to doing for me and for you guys. Second thing, I would get on live on my Facebook and I would say, hey guys, I'm sorry for stepping away. This is what happened, but this is what I'm committed to do, and I'm putting it out there right now. You're going to see me jumping back into it. And then the next day, you better believe you better be posting the next day after you told them you were. So that's exactly what I would do
2 videos because those people were relying on you in the first place. And then I would start sharing my journey with 3 posts a day. That's it. That's the only thing I would do, just like a new coach would do. Taryn, yeah, back to basics. All right. No questions on there. Super. Yeah. And Mandy, I think you're not the only one. It happens to everybody, but you need to be the person that doesn't let that keep you away. You need to set that ego aside and do just that. I would make 2 videos and just pick a program and start it tomorrow and say day 1, country heat, here we go. And it's amazing how much everything else is going to change when you start a program. I know that sounds funny, but when somebody commits and does a program, like every other area of their life starts to change. Fitness teaches you so much dedication and just hard work that just relays into your business and into every other area of your life. So that's totally what I would recommend. Oh, you're welcome, girl. And lean into our team. Exactly. So thank you for having the courage to type that in the first place. You're doing exactly what I said to do. Lean into this team and use us as a support. So thank you. I know that's not easy to type. Deborah, for the people that go to the gym and would rather do the gym, I think it'd be cheaper for the home workouts. How would I explain to them how much cheaper it is, as I have people interested but have a gym membership? I would only explain the cost to them if that's what they're looking for. I'd figure out what they're actually looking for from the gym. If they're happy at the gym, I'd say great, like totally, like just follow my page. I love to, chat with people that are into fitness too. But if they contact you and be like, I'm looking for a cheaper way to follow my fitness journey, then you could explain it from there. Or if they're saying the gym takes too much time, I'm looking for something quicker, explain it there. I'm not in the convincing business. If they're happy at the gym and they're loving it and they're seeing results and they're like, no, I love my gym, I'd leave it at that and fully support them in that. But if I see an area where they're looking for extra help, then I'll implement it. But I'm not there to like convince anybody. I'm not here to like convince my sisters to stop CrossFitting when they love it, right? Perseverance, yeah. 2 super trainers in town. Heck yes, totally. That's awesome that they're taking classes from super trainers. Yeah, but they're not taking classes probably 7 days a week. Maybe they are, which is great. That's killer. They should probably be a trainer themselves and maybe coach. That's awesome. Yoga preview, yes. Okay. Dang, ladies, those are good questions. Anything else before we wrap up? Raise your hand if you're going to type, and then I won't cut you off. Okay. Okay. I know this was a little bit of a different call, and I wasn't sure the vibe I would get from you guys if you'd like it or not, but yes, no, did you kind of like this vibe? I know it wasn't like scripts or specific content, but give me thumbs up or whatever if you kind of like this vibe. Cool. I don't know, you guys. You guys know I'm in this for the long run, and I want to find lifers that are in this for the long run. And to me, lifers are people who have the correct vision and mindset. They're not the people who have the right scripts or the coolest challenge groups, because that stuff comes and goes and it changes. But if you have the right mindset, those are the lifers. Those are the people. So that's why I put that out there so much on my social media, because that's who I want to attract. I don't want any negative Nancys or bitter Barrys or people who are just in this for a couple months. I want the lifers. So that's what I try and put out there. So, oh, good. Okay, awesome, guys. I'm so glad this helped. Do what the top coaches do. And again, this isn't what the top coaches do literally. This isn't the top income earners or the top ranked people. These are the leaders that make a difference in, how some people, they can be the highest ranked or the biggest income earners, and you look at them and you just don't get the best vibe from them. Anybody, even in general, right? But I just think, I'm like,
would think of me when I was gone? Like, what would my legacy be? What would my team or anybody think of me when I wasn't here anymore? You know, that's the vibe I want to leave behind. So that's kind of why this is important. So, okay, I went so over. I'm wrapping this up, guys. My grandma's not feeling good, so I'm going to go over to her house. So thank you again, guys. If you have any questions, I'll post this recording so you can share it with your teams too. I love you all, and we'll chat soon. See you later, guys.